Alright, so talk today. I'm back with another Transformers review, and today I got Transformers Generations 30th Anniversary Armada Starscream. So, before we get into the figure himself, take a quick look at the packaging. And it's our same Generations 30th Anniversary packaging. We got the comic book back there with really nice artwork of Starscream himself. We got Starscream down the bottom here. We got the cross cells on the bottom. That's a Scoop and Skywarp. On the back, we got our obligatory product shots. We got our bio. Paused if you want to read it. And down below, we got our tech specs. So, this guy is basically a reimagining, redesign, reissue of an old Armada figure of the same name, Starscream. And there's a lot of things that they did so much better on this one than on the original. So, first of all, on the original, he had these big old rocket launchers on his shoulders. And this big old overhang also. Well, fortunately, on the new one, and on the old one, it was stuck like this. Fortunately, on the new one, it folds down and out of the way so wonderfully. Arms on the original only had an upper swivel. But on the new one, it does this, and it does this. Like, wow. He's got a swivel wrist in there, too. On the original, his legs could only do this. But now, they're fully ball-jointed, with the upper thigh swivel and a huge knee bend, which did exist on the original. And he's got kind of articulated feetsies, which, you know, really, that right there helps in a lot of really dynamic poses. No waist articulation, but that was the same on the old one. And on the old one also, it was one of the wings would pop off and become the sword, but it really looked like a hammered out chunk of metal. Instead, you have under each wing, on each wing, these pop out little translucent swords. Stand, damn you! The heck. And those fit snugly in each hand. There we go. And that looks very nice. Also, on the old one, the wings could only do this, but now they can pose all the way back, giving you for a really smooth, nice... Yes, it's a big, bulky backpack, but it looks nice on there. I do like the backpack. Let's go ahead and pull those out of his hands and take a look at that head sculpt. That is a beautiful head sculpt right there, with huge light piping. The whole back of his head is light piping. That is just insane. All that light piping for these two teeny tiny eyes, so the eyes just glow. There is one problem that some people have had with this guy, is this gap right here underneath his head. But I kind of like that because you can use that to get him in a really good flying pose. So, I like that. And since he's Armada, he does have some mini-con ports. He's got one on each arm and two on his backpack. Now, that's another thing that kind of sucks. He did not come with his mini-con, but I happen to have the repaint of it, fortunately. So, if you want to, we can stick a car on his arm. It's a jet robot with a car on his arm. And that is actually a really tight peg right there. So let's go ahead and get my comparison shots in here. Let's first compare him to Generations Drift. And yeah, Starscream is noticeably shorter, and he's also noticeably less bulky. Let's go ahead and compare him to Wave Cousin, Generations Starscream, full of Cybertron. You can see the similarities in the design, but full of Cybertron Starscream is bulkier, but he's also got the same hollowness on the inside. So, and the reason why I call this Wave Cousin is that Skywarp is the same exact mold as this guy. So, let's go ahead and get into transformation. What you're going to do is you're going to come down here, fold his feet up, fold his hands in, lift up this big old backpack here. Then you're going to lift the whole nose cone up and fold the head down and bring this whole like spine section here and fold that back. And there's a little slot here that's going to tab up here like that. Then take the legs and turn them to where those wing blades are facing each other. And fold those in. The transformation is really step for step, very, very similar to the original figure. Except for one thing that I think is kind of funny. On the original figure, you fold the arms down, and the arms would end up like this in jet mode. So you'd end up with these big old, ugly, bulky, weird pylon things going on. It's like, the hell's up with that? But fortunately, these ones fold straight back. There's a little tab here that's going to tab into the underside of the wing. Like so. And like so. And yeah, this vehicle mode is so much better than the original Armada one. The original Armada one, I had the Thundercracker mold. It's the same mold, different coloring. It had like this weird curvature to it. Like it was like kind of curved like that all the time almost. It was not, okay, not that blatant, but you know, a subtler, more gentle version of that. And it just didn't look right. It looked ugly. But this one has a straight, very straight profile to it. I like that they got rid of the big old ugly flip-up missile launchers. You got the mold in the cockpit up there. The nose cone, just all around it looks like a much more realistic vehicle. Now, yeah, it is still all science fiction-y and stuff, but you know, one thing I like is very much is right here, they gave us a panel to cover up his head. That is a very neat little touch. And like all good jet formers, he does have some nice folding landing gear. There we go. And yeah, the wing, the blades just store right up underneath his wing. So I'm going to put those off to the side for right now. The other cool thing is, yes, these missile launchers do work. How they work is, you have them all the way back and locked in place. And it might have actually come a little loose already, but you push it forward to like prime them. And then you push all the way forward to fire the missile. And these missiles will easily shoot like 2-3 feet straight into the air. So these, for friction fire missiles, are insanely powerful. I just wish, though, that there was a way to lock them out like that, because I do like them like that, where it's all compacted in instead of this big old long thruster thin thing. So let's go ahead and get my comparisons out of the way. Here he is next to Generations Drift. And yeah, even in vehicle mode, Drift is noticeably bulkier. And if you just feel him in hand, this guy feels almost twice the weight of this guy. And here we have him with his mold cousin. And, you know, they're about the same weight. Kind of the same size, except for Armada Starscream has a longer wingspan. He's more flat. But Cybertron Starscream is just more bulky and thick, the midsection. So, comic book was a very fun read that came with this figure. So, if you can find this guy, I would definitely pick him up. He is a very enjoyable figure, and I've lost my missile. There's my missile. So yeah, you find him, pick him up. He's fun. So, talk today with a review of Transformers Generations 30th Anniversary Armada Starscream. Thanks for watching. And one more thing before I let you go, I want to show off something fun I figured out with this guy. This guy actually has a really smooth transformation from jet to robot mode as a flying pose. So how you're going to do that is fold the feet up, come up here, fold the arms down, fold the feet all the way out, and you're still keeping them flat, you know. And if you want, you can go ahead and fold the legs all the way down, and you actually can make a really good Veritech mode. You just have to bring out the hands and straighten out the feet, but that's what I'm talking about right now. So, legs are all folded out. Then you can come up here, fold the nose cone, and while holding the back of the plane flat like that, fold the whole thing down. Don't forget to flip down that little face cover panel so it'll get in the way. And then just bring up the head and straighten the wings out. So he's got a really nice jet to flight pose transformation. He just transforms so smoothly. I really do enjoy this guy. So thanks for hanging out to the end, and thanks for watching.